I'm having green thoughts. And yes, this was the only green thing I could put on my head except warped nylium. This is. Well, actually, this is on top of the head, and I guess cartoonish. The thoughts are on top of your head, like a light bulb. Maybe I need a green light bulb. I don't know. Yeah, no, okay, let's not do that. I'm having green thoughts, and that's why we are in nature. Specifically, I have found a really nice flower forest. And we will be building flower farms here for the different colors I want, but not today. Today we have a different plan, and it will be in this place, which is not flower forest. Let's just verify that. Yeah, this is. It's a. And by the way, this whole lake here is also flower forest for some crazy reason. Anyway, so this is plains. We're not going to be building a flower farm here. Instead, well, green thoughts. We're doing cactus. And once again, it will be pretty much completely live. This might be a terrible idea, but I have done the math for what kind of farm I want to build. And it should make sense. The math checks out. I'm just not sure if it's gonna work the way I think it's gonna work. But let's just start building it. I need and I already forgot, I think I need a 36 by 36 or 40 by 40 area that I'm gonna be building it on. So let's start measuring and marking and building the farm. Remember how I said that it would be completely live? For you it was just 30 seconds ago. For me that was a day ago. Because I had second thoughts, and I thought maybe I'm not that good to just completely do the math and get it right on the first attempt. So I did go into creative just to verify if I wasn't wrong. I was wrong. See, the mechanic we're going to be using, and that pretty much every cactus farm uses, is that cactus can't grow next to blocks. I don't exactly know which ones, but if there is something there, a cactus doesn't want to grow next to it. So if I pop a cactus there, I can't even do that. Interesting. Let me demonstrate that anyway. So I take that away. I can put down the cactus here. And now if there is a block here, that one pops off. So simple enough, right? I went to the Minecraft wiki and I looked up how often cactus grow, and it was one cactus plant generates about one cactus every 18 minutes. So I did the math and I came to the conclusion that if I had a certain size of a planting area, I would get a certain amount of cactus. Wrong. Because when the cactus pops off, it has a certain chance that it will land on top of the plant below it and get destroyed. So the I think 3.3 cactus per hour or 3.2 or whatever I calculated is wrong. I built a model of this farm just to verify how often the cactus lands on itself in the design I'm going to be using, and I'm getting about 2.35 cactus per plant per hour. What I'm planning to do here is to build a cactus farm, and next to it I will have furnaces that will automatically produce the green dye, and I will also have a bamboo farm to fuel those furnaces. I calculated first that an 18 by 18 number of cactuses, which would be a 36 by 36 surface area here, that would generate enough cactus for 3 furnaces, and that was very neat math, and everything added up, and the water sources would be very easy to place. Well, since my efficiency is lower than I actually expected, I'm gonna go for a much smaller platform, which is 12 by 12. A 12 by 12 number of cactuses, which will be a 24 by 24 area. It will become clear once I build it what I mean by that. It generates pretty much 94% of what one furnace can smelt. And that is very useful to us because that allows us to stagger how many platforms we build, because of course it's not just going to be one platform. I'm going to build many platforms. I'm never going to need that much green dye, but it's nice to have. Look at all these green colors. We can make everything green. So I just want to have a stupidly large farm because it's fun. But by having one platform corresponding to more or less one furnace, everything else becomes much simpler, and I know exactly how I'm gonna expand it and grow it in the future. So I had to shrink it a little bit, and as you can see, the pillars there that I used to mark the area where I would be building, they are no longer correct at all. But now I have actually verified that my concept works and exactly how it performs, so it's going to be a little bit safer to build it that way. Let's get to it. So this is the loot pickup system done. Just a lot of water. It's 25 by 25. Actually, I think I made it 26 by 25, which is just fine. I probably should have done it 27 by 27, something like that. But anything that falls down here should come into this little trench and end up in, well, it's a chest for now, but of course this will be hooked up to the smelting system later. But let's just keep everything in a chest because I don't think I have enough cactuses. Let's call it cactuses because you understand what I mean, and words are not for being correct, but words are for communicating. So, cactuses. All the cactuses are going to be falling down here. I don't have enough of them, so I need to collect a little bit more of them, which I hope will happen while we're building. Because now comes the next layer. For some reason, I decided to build it out of smooth sandstone, so I went mining for some sandstone. And we need slabs, lot of slabs. So, bam. Well, that's the platform. That was easy. I actually took much less sandstone than I thought. I don't know where I miscalculated. I maybe just remembered the measure for the original big platform I wanted to build and got materials for that because that used only, I already forgot, I think 6 stacks of sandstone. It was pretty much nothing. I guess we'll be building many more platforms today, but now we just need to enclose this in glass just to keep the water in, because there will be a lot of water here. Alright, we have the wall. Now we need to place the water. And a thing I've seen in quite a few Let's Plays actually, where people were building this kind of farm, they were having a massive problem with placing the water. Because, well, it can get a little bit wonky with dead spots. So if you have flowing water, like let's say I place a water source here and it flows in that direction, and there are 2 waters coming from 2 different directions with the same strength, the water stops flowing and becomes, well, people call it a dead spot. I guess that's a good name for it. And when I've been experimenting with this long time ago, I just kind of figured out that you don't really need to make it that complicated. The only way, or the best way to get the water to behave is to place the water sources. So I will place this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the 8th block here. Right? And now this is somewhere where the water doesn't flow, and that's perfect because now we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. on the 8th block here. Perfect, and now we get this pattern of where water doesn't flow. So we just go here, I think. Boom. Yep. And it will actually be just here, I guess. Yep. We place this water. We get places without water, which is exactly what we want. Now this one will go here. That's why I also was very, very pleasantly surprised that 12 by 12 cactus works great. Because now we have water, and these ones, we're gonna poke holes in them. Not yet, because there is a reason why I don't want to do it yet. But we're gonna poke holes in most of these, and that's where all the items are gonna be falling down. We don't need to do it any more complicated than this. So now we just need platforms for the cactus to stand, and it will be inconvenient to place them. So why I said I'm not going to poke holes through them, because on some of them there will be sand. It's fine. That's exactly by design. Oops. This is actually a good method. Alright, that was simple. And the next bit is I need a little bit more of iron bars. I made a little bit too many of them, so I need to use them for some other project in the future, I guess. And the iron bars should start between these two, one block above, and I guess we just place them like this. Oh, this is awkward. Ugh. The water is pushing me. Makes it impossible to aim. Okay, I need a better method of doing that. Like this, maybe? Right, so these have bars next to them, these don't, so the next is here, I guess? And like this, yeah. And now we can just remove all the iron bars that we don't need. So for example, everything along this row. Yeah, so that's done. And as you can see, everywhere there is water, it's flowing. It didn't stop in any spot. And even in the places where the water would naturally end, and I place the sand block, it's still flowing on the sides and will flow into these ones, which we need to make into holes right now. Did we miss any holes? Everything looks right here. Everything looks right below us. Everything looks just fine. And yeah, like I expected, I didn't have enough cactuses on me. And now we're gonna wait about 20 minutes, I guess, until the first one are gonna be starting showing up in the collection system, and then I can plant the rest. Or you know what? Rather than just waiting and not doing anything, let's just build another platform. Because I'm gonna want to have at least one or two more platforms. Alright, second layer built. That went much, much faster. I hope I didn't make any mistakes. Let's just verify. We have the iron bars. Yep, they seem to be in correct positions. The water is fine. I need to poke the holes. And once we poke the holes, let's check how much cactus we got while building this, because hopefully it should be enough to cover definitely the lower layer and hopefully this layer too. I need 144 cactus for one layer. And not bad. I hoped it would be more, but on the other hand, that means that I've been building this faster than I expected, which is good in its own way. And done! And let's pretend I'm a cactus. Oh, I'm falling into the water and it's... Does that speed it up? And the idea is that the holes are exactly on top of each other, so no matter how high the layer is, it's just gonna fall all the way down. Hopefully. They might have a little bit sideways momentum, so they might end up on top of cactuses that are next to the holes, maybe? I haven't really thought that through, but in that case, maybe the cobweb trick will work. Okay, I'm still a cactus, and they are much faster than me. Whoa! Right, notice the experience I have now versus what I had just a minute ago. Yeah, let's not talk about what happened, because it's a little bit embarrassing. Actually, one of the side effects of this farm will be that I could just turn off the hoppers under the furnaces for a few seconds just to pull things out manually, and it will be an XP farm, completely passive. Yes, we need to try that. By the way, before I forget mentioning this, this is important. This kind of farm was published by Ilmango, I guess about a year ago. I don't know because I wasn't playing Minecraft when it was published, I guess. But I did see the video a few months ago, and he did entire science how to do this optimally, and I think he found that this design was the best one. Although he had a completely different water placement. I'm not exactly sure if water mechanics changed since then or what happened, because his water placement was... I don't think it even worked when I tried it a few months ago. And since then, I've been seeing lots of Let's Play videos. Well, not lots, but a bunch of Let's Play videos where people were building this kind of farms, and they had massive, like I mentioned before, they had massive problems with the water placement. So I just experimented until I found that the easiest way to place the water is to just let it flow naturally and not try to force it. Because people are like, if they get a dead spot here, they put down a like iron bar or fence gates or stuff like that, and it's looked like a lot of work. I guess the disadvantage of this is of placing the water this way is that you have to do a certain size. You cannot I cannot, like, if I shrink this farm by just let's this like I remove this row, then the water placement becomes insanely hard. But we're lucky because it like 12 by 12, so 144 cactus plants generate pretty much exactly one furnace worth of cactus. So the two layers here now should fill two furnaces. Stop picking up my blocks. And the last one. The way I want to build up the smelting system is that the bamboo farm will unload the fuel directly into the furnaces, and the cactus will also go straight to the furnaces. There will be no intermediate storage. So 2 rows of bamboo will be feeding fuel for one furnace. I think my math is correct. I'm actually not sure, so I'll build just 2 furnaces for now and 4 rows of bamboo and see if my math is right. If it isn't, I can just make it longer, but I think 2 rows that are 21 blocks long should be enough. But first I want to build the furnaces and make sure that they are loading correctly with cactus. And then I need to build the unload system for the bamboo farm, because that can be a little bit tricky to get it right here with the furnaces underneath. So let's start doing that. This will be the first furnace. Right, so bam, 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 bam. Now the minecart unloaders need to be on top of the chest somehow. And once we get the minecart unloaders in place, then everything else should start making sense, which level they should be placed on, because I'm actually not sure what level the bamboo will start growing on. But it's gonna be the same kind of farm as my sugarcane farm. It's gonna be the exact same design, even though it's not very unload safe, but it's better than normal farms. So these 2 rows feed into these chests. The mine carts will be parking on a rail like this, which means we need to cover this one up. And something like this. And the temporary rails there, remove them. And blocks. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the last row of the bamboo. And this will be the mechanism. Yep, okay. I think this is not bamboo, this is not bamboo, but the bamboo starts here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 21. This will all be bamboo. Is it that little? No, that can't be right. I built up the rails, I built up the growing area, and I built up the flying, or the tethered flying machine. Let's test it. I hope I did everything right. It's not as long as it should be, but that can be done very easily. And it turned off. So it's parking here. This is the first growing bamboo, because it's pointless to plant it under the machine. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, the leaves are built up. I think this should be high enough. The mine carts are in. The whole mechanism is, well, almost done. There's still one detail left. Let's test this. And we are harvesting nicely. Doesn't fly out anywhere. I think I need to replace that glass with leaves. Probably. Okay, and now it's coming back. That should kick off the mine carts. Yep. Almost gets picked up. There are some things left there. I need to check them later. And the furnaces are smelting. Awesome. I still don't know if that's going to be sufficient amount of fuel. If not, we can just make this longer. It's very easy to make it longer. The last thing that's left now, actually there are 2 last things that are left now. To hook up the other furnaces, I need to solve the water stream somehow. I guess this will be ice, ice, hopper, ice, hopper, ice, hopper, ice, hopper. And then if I need to start a new water stream, I can just put it on a hopper. Yeah, that should work. And the second thing that needs solving is to just pick up all the green dye and dump it here somewhere. Okay, I fixed up the water streams, I fixed up everything now. There is one more thing I actually forgot, and we just now need to figure out how often and how I want to clock this thing. I'm just gonna build a hopper clock. That's the easiest thing to do right now. I guess I can place it here. Shouldn't hurt. I don't need the leaves here. Yeah, I can place it here. Maybe one block lower. There, it's already that thing, the flying machine. Yeah, it's gonna be here then. I guess it could be as simple as this. Let's see. This goes down to 0, and now, bam! It goes. Of course, I have way too few items in here. I need to make this a lot slower, but in principle this is fine. So 0.8 seconds per item means what? It means a little bit over 50 seconds for a stack. So 5 stacks is a bit over 4 minutes. Ah, that should be perfect. And we're gonna use cactus as the items. What else would we use at this farm? Perfect. So about 4 minutes, maybe. I'm now going to properly AFK here for about an hour and see what results we get from this. Alright, 1 hour has passed. I see that... Well, I'm not sure if the timer is right because they are running out of fuel and 3 furnaces are running. I guess that means that they are not smelting fast enough, so I need to speed up the clock a little bit. I spent a while thinking about this, and the clock speed shouldn't matter at all, because we have the buffer chests. So if this is very slow and only collects like once every 10 minutes or so, well, then all the bamboo will collect in the chests. And if the clock is super fast, well, then we'll be just putting things into the chest relatively often. But it shouldn't really matter how much bamboo gets produced. So I checked my notes again, and in my notes it's very obvious. We need 84 bamboo per furnace. So I decided that since I didn't want to have this 82 blocks long, I would just have 2 rows of bamboo feed into the chest. That means 42 rows of bamboo per furnace. And somehow, for no reason whatsoever, when I was building this, I divided that number by 2 again, and that's why we have 21 rows. We need 42 rows, which is this far. I already marked it with a hole in the ground. So yeah, we just need to extend this and everything will be fine again. And I also double checked how long the furnaces are on, and they are pretty much on half of the time. So that also kind of makes it obvious where the problem is. I just divided the number by 2 twice instead of once. Don't know why, but that's what my brain did. Let's extend this to how long it's actually supposed to be. Alright, now we have 42 rows of bamboo, or columns, because this is one row, so those have to be columns, I guess. And the furnaces are now working more or less full time. I built them in a little bit because this whole area started looking very, very stupid. Yeah, the furnaces are on. I made a little hole down here. A little bit more cozy, like that. Shulker box loader, loading my green dye into shulker boxes. We can go up here to visit the furnaces. And they are all working just fine. I might add levers to them just to extract XP from them, but like I have a good gold farm, I don't really need the XP. And the chests here are quite full of bamboo, and that's just as it should be. Now down here, every hopper that feeds fuel to the furnaces, so the hopper here, has a comparator on it, and we detect if they are full. If any of those hoppers isn't full, then the torch will turn on. It will send the signal up here, and through this torch tower, the signal goes up here, 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 and continues up here. And if the signal is not on, then this torch will be on and it will turn off the clock. That means that if all the hoppers down there are full, we're not running the fuel. And the reason for that is that our fuel production is more efficient than the cactus production. So I don't want the hopper minecars to fill up and the hoppers to fill up and the chest to fill up and we still run harvesting, because that would just mean that we would end up with thousands and thousands of items on the ground here that would be despawning. That causes lag and is completely unnecessary. So let's not run the fuel unless we actually need it. What else? Oh, yeah. As you might have noticed, there are now 6 furnaces running full time. And why is that? Well, things have happened. There are now 6 layers of this farm. And, well, I will probably build it up sometime when I have time to do that. I will build it up to 12 layers just because we can. And we can just add another pod of bamboo on this side, harvesters, all that stuff, and just a few 6 more furnaces down here. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching this a little bit hummy and owy episodes, because I've been thinking more than I should when I'm trying to explain how things work. And I hope you have a green day. Bye.